What's going on, Flix Talkers? Welcome back to another video. This time it's going to be a physical media haul. Now, I know you guys haven't seen one of these videos from me in such a long time. I've been busy with the reviews, with the reactions, with the live streams, but you know what? Recently, we went to a couple of thrift stores a few weeks ago, actually for July 4th weekend, and I found a couple of stores that had a lot of physical media. So we're going to go over them. A lot of you guys are collectors like I am, and you know what? I don't even have room for this stuff anymore, but I'm just such, once again, a nostalgic collector. I love the tangible as far as like just seeing the artwork and all the special features and all that jazz. And I really just like to add to my collection whether I have space or not. So this is kind of like a raw and unedited video, even though I'm sure I'm going to trip up and I'm going to have to edit the video. But if you guys do like these long format hauls, because I do have about 12 to 15 physical media in here, Blu-rays and 4Ks. All these are not from the thrift store, by the way. So if I go over them, I'll let you guys know where I got them and why I got them. So let's start off with some Blu-rays, guys. Starting off with Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. Now, hopefully you guys have seen this film. If you guys have not, I definitely recommend you check it out. Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm going to be honest. I really wanted to check this one out initially because of Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she's an amazing actress. She's great in this film, even though she's not the lead. Thomasin McKenzie is. They kind of play off each other. I'm not going to get really into what the story's about, but it is Edgar Wright, guys. Screenplay by Edgar Wright as well. Story by Edgar Wright. It's just a very, very good, like, mind-bending noir type of film. So please check it out if you guys haven't. I would love for you guys to give me your opinions on it if you guys haven't seen it. But it is a really good film, and I didn't have it in my collection, and only a couple of bucks. Why not? Now, the next one, I asked the Flix Talk audience to let me know what they thought about this one because I've only seen a few Mel Brooks films, and this is not the only Mel Brooks pickup in this haul. Mel Brooks' History of the World. Now, a lot of people said this one was pretty good, and I know they came out with a sequel on streamer Hulu or something like that. But you know what? When they do these sequels like 40 years later, it never hits like it used to. Plus, comedy is not the same as it used to. So, Mel Brooks, History of the World Part 1. I know nothing, absolutely nothing about this. So, some of my favorite films are Mel Brooks, like Robin Hood Men in Tights, Blazing Saddles, and yada yada. You guys know what it is. Spaceballs. Which we're also getting a sequel to, which we don't need. But that being said, Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. Let's see. We got Brightburn. Now, I've always wanted to get this one on physical. Now, I actually wanted to pick up the 4K, but for some reason, it was always like overpriced, I thought. So why not for a couple of bucks grab the Blu-ray before I get the 4K? Now, this movie is very, very good and very dark. I believe this is James Gunn. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, actually, written by Brian Gunn and Mark Gunn. I'm not sure if it's directed by James Gunn because there's a dang sticker right here. But if you guys could let me know, or maybe I can let me know myself. Let me just pull this out. Directed by, oh no, David Yarovatsky. Okay. So it says from the visionary filmmakers behind Guardians of the Galaxy, from producer James Gunn. Okay, producer James Gunn. See, that I didn't know. I knew some Gunn brothers were attached, but I wasn't really 100% sure. Either way, it has Elizabeth Banks in it. I believe her name is Elizabeth Banks. Very, very good in this film. If you guys want some killer anti-hero stuff, this is the real deal stuff. And I don't know. There's something about this movie. I saw it in theaters, and I'm going to really want to rewatch it again. I like the darker stuff. I'm a huge fan of like Vigilantes, Wolverine, Deadpool, those guys that are not so clean cut, but you know, they're kicking ass and taking names. This one is just more in the vein of like this kid obtains these powers from what I remember, and he doesn't do so much good with it. I'll just say that. It's kind of like a Superman story, actually, if you really think about it. Kid Superman. But let me know if you guys have seen that one. Now, this one was kind of a blind buy. Though I know a lot of people that either really like this movie or they don't like it, but I know that it did have a lot of awards when it did come out in 2000 and I don't even remember, guys. I'm don't remember. It's La La Land. Let me know if you guys have seen this one, but I've always wanted to kind of check this one out and see what the hype was about. Yeah, 6 Academy Award wins right there. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Now, you want to know something weird? Now, I opened this up and explain to me, what the hell is this? Would you guys be bothered by seeing that right there? Now I did pop this in, and it's actually an audio CD with Mexican music. I have no clue what to think about this. I posted this actually on my Twitter when I found it a couple of weeks ago, and people were like really confused. So you guys let me know. But the disc is in there. The disc is actually in there. Is it the DVD one? I hope not. No, it is actually the Blu-ray. Yikes. But that's some. Hey, when you guys are dumpster diving, so to speak, in the thrift store, this is some of the type of shit that you can find and run across. Now, once again, blind buy. That's the reason why I picked it up. I wanted to just check it out. Now, this is kind of an unsung hero, I'm going to say, and I'm going to stand by that. Now, obviously, a lot of us know Broken Lizard from Super Troopers. God, I almost said Starship Troopers. Super Troopers and the sequel. But not a lot of people talk about Beer Fest. Beer Fest is equally as funny. Not as good of a movie, but it is very, very funny. And I think they were supposed to do a sequel called Pot Fest or something, but I did never panned out. Check out Beer Fest. It is really funny. I don't know if I've seen the unrated version, but I know they used to show it on TV all the freaking time, and I really did enjoy it. And you guys let me know. Have you seen Beer Fest? All right, next up, now we're getting into some older flicks here. We have John Wayne in Hondo. Now, I don't know anything about this. I just know I haven't seen any John Wayne movies, and a lot of people were like, this one's a pretty good one, and I looked it up, and I think it got good reviews. So that being said, I think it's 1953. I don't know anything about it. John Wayne, are you a fan? Let me know, guys, please, in the comments below. Now, next up is a movie that my dad had on VHS, but I don't remember even watching it, and I don't remember many Steven Seagal movies, and it is Steven Seagal, Above the Law. Let me know if you guys have seen this one here. Sorry, let me try to focus. There we go. I do have Under Siege, which I believe is one of his top-rated films, which I'll probably check out first. I'm looking at the back here, and it has a Sharon Stone and Pam Grier. I didn't know Pam Grier was in it, but Above the Law with Steven Seagal. I know he's a meme at this point, but, you know, I want to check out a couple of his older flicks. So Clint Eastwood, The Gauntlet is up next. Let me know, guys. I'm a huge Clint Eastwood collector of movies, and I know he's done a bajillion films, you know, not just starring in it, but also directing, I should say. And this is no different. He's starring and directing it. Let me know if you guys have seen The Gauntlet. I heard it was a wild ride. I read the synopsis a little bit, and I'm into stuff like this. So this is late 70s? Yeah, 1977. Please let me know if you guys have seen The Gauntlet. All right, now next up, we're going back to the Westerns, guys. It is Sergio Leone, Once Upon a Time in the West. Now, a lot of people told me that this was a very, very good buy right there. Henry Fonda, Charles Bronson, Claudine Cardinal. I have not seen this film or even heard of it. I know there's a comedy about 100 Ways to Die in the West or 1,000 Ways to Die in the West. Might be 1,000,000 Ways to Die in the West. I don't know these titles by heart anymore. But you guys let me know. Is this a good pickup right here? This is good. This is interesting. Now, this is interesting. The theatrical version is PG-13, and the restored version, which I believe this is unrated. What did they add to make it unrated? To go from a PG-13, usually it's R to unrated, not PG-13 to unrated. Let me know, guys. I'm actually excited to see that one because I do love Charles Bronson. Speaking of actors and action stars that I have not seen a lot of his films, but I loved him when I was introduced to him in Invasion USA, it is Chuck Norris. There we go. Let's focus in. And Missing in Action, I should say. Invasion USA. Actually, the first one I was introduced to was the film that he was in with Bruce Lee. So I should take that back. But a full film, it's got to be Invasion USA. That was so great. I also caught episodes probably back in the day with Texas Walker. I almost said Texas Chainsaw Walker. That Walker Texas Ranger. But you guys let me know. I'm sure this is like a typical like commando type movie, Vietnam or something. Let me know, guys. I know there's a bunch of sequels, and I think I have them, actually. Next up, we have some comedy. We got some Revenge of the Nerds. Now, this is another film that I have not seen through and through, but I have seen clips of it because, once again, they did play this on Comedy Central all the time, like 24-hour marathon, I believe. Every time there was a comedy movie on, it was always Revenge of the Nerds. Always Revenge of the Nerds. So I know there's a bunch of sequels for this one, too. So let me know, you guys, your excitement level for me checking out Revenge of the Nerds. Hopefully I can watch that soon. I would love to get some comedy in my life. Once again, all the comedy from back yesteryear is right up my alley. I know they don't do comedy like that. And a lot of people were actually voting for me to watch this before I even picked it up. And I will be watching this in my lifetime. It is Every Which Way But Loose, another Clint Eastwood movie, guys. And it's Clint Eastwood and a chimp. So I'm actually really excited right here. I'm sorry. Oh, orangutan. Are chimp and orangutan different? I don't know. Named Clyde. All right. So 165-pound orangutan, by the way, to be specific, which is pretty much probably what he weighs too, Clint Eastwood. So I know they're a sidekick. I'm sure this is going to be in the vein of like a Cannonball Run or something like that. But you guys let me know. Are you excited for me to check that one out? Because I will be checking it out. Now let's jump to some 4K. Starting off with a 4K that I picked up. Oh, I didn't even let you guys know if they were upgrades or not. Some of those films. Actually, I think I don't have any of those in my collection. I think the 4Ks were actually upgrades. So this one right here, this 4K, I got on a $10 deal because recently Amazon had a sale. And since I saw Superman recently, everyone in the comments was like, you have to do it. You have to watch the Zack Snyder 2013 Man of Steel. And let me tell you guys something. I watched this recently, and oh my God. Oh my Lord. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I am going to say. You guys have to wait for the reaction. This one's a great one, guys. I'm going to say that. It is a great one. Michael Shannon as Zod. You got Amy Adams as Lois Lane. You have Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel himself, Superman, Clark Kent, Kal-El, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Russell Crowe. Guys, wow. That's all I'm going to say. You guys got to wait for it. All right, now next up is one that I always wanted to pick up, but it was always too expensive, and I got it for, I believe, $10. It's the Academy Award winner, Godzilla -1. Now, this is one of my favorite Godzilla movies of all time, for sure. And this is from Toho, I believe. Is it Toho? I could be wrong about that. No, it is Toho. It is Toho. Okay. Now, this ain't the American Godzilla, all right? What you guys are used to, American Godzilla. And what I'm talking about is Godzilla versus King Kong and, the running Godzilla. No, this is not the same thing, all right? So please, if you guys really like Godzilla and you've never seen this, if you've never seen Shin Godzilla, if you've never seen the old school Godzillas, please pick up this one and do yourself a service. This was the best film I had seen when this came out. And it had such a low budget. It had such a low budget, guys. Please check it out. I love this movie. I might watch it again tonight. Now, next up is a upgrade. It is an upgrade because it was once again on sale. They have these sales sometimes where it's like buy two, get one free, or get them for $10 type of deal. It is Pacific Rim. Now, this is Guillermo del Toro, I believe. This is an upgrade from a Blu-ray that I have. This movie was so damn magical, man. As far as like it puts you in this world. It really puts you in this world where like Tron or these mechs. Very futuristic. They came out with a sequel that sucked ass. So definitely please check out Pacific Rim today if you guys haven't seen it. I mean, obviously based on that, there are people that control these mechs. And the first one is amazing. The second one sucked. It missed the mark. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, I like the second one. Okay. I didn't. A lot of people don't agree with my opinions recently, but that's okay. And last but not least, another Mel Brooks film. This one's an upgrade. Once again, a 4K. It is Blazing Saddles. Please let me know if you guys have heard of Blazing Saddles, if you guys have seen it. I know a lot of my community knows this like the back of their hand. So it's this is one of my favorite comedies of all time. I can definitely say that. Mel Brooks, like I said, Gene Wilder. I don't know. Cleavon Little. That's what his name is. I forget the woman's name. Let me see if I can. You also got Slim Pickens. I forget the woman's name. David Huddleston, Liam Dunn, Alex Caras. All right. There it is. That's my haul, guys. Ending off with some Mel Brooks. And I'm sorry for the autofocus. My camera sucks ass when it comes to the focusing. But that is my haul from the last couple of weeks. I just wanted to talk movies with you guys. And let me know if you guys have seen any of these movies. Once again, I'm not going to be editing too heavy. I don't like doing that when it comes to these kind of videos. So you guys let me know. Have you seen any of these? Do you guys plan to watch any of these just based on my excitement level for them? And which one should I be watching first? Which one should I be watching first? I gotta create the thumbnail, guys. So that's why I like to do the stackums like this, and then let's see, and do the like I'm about to eat them. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Hit that big thumbs up to support. Consider subscribing today for more. Leave those comments down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm gone. Peace.